Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, Weekly Options Live Trade Brief members. Let's go ahead and get airborne. Busy week this week with a lot of stuff going on. I'm moving a bunch of stuff around here, so forgive the different camera angle here. But let's go ahead and get airborne. A lot of stuff, like I said, we have to talk about. Our live event coming up. We closed out all of our lifetime. We got a full 20 in our lifetime membership, and I know so. That's it, folks. With the lifetime thing, you're probably not going to see that for a long time. So we close that out. Let me close this. What else is going on? Our event. Anybody still waiting for cheap airfare? Is there anybody who hasn't RSVP'd? Because it's going to be a going once, going twice, sold type of thing. So anybody else who is still thinking about coming to the event or waiting for cheap airfare or something along those lines? Do me a favor and let me know, because I'd like to finalize the dinners and how much Opus One I'm going to be buying for those two nights. So anybody else? Bueller? Anyone? Bueller? I did a hotel and airfare that was pretty cheap. Perry? Awesome. Okay. Hey, Tamara. Good day to you as well, and to everybody else. Benoit, unfortunately can't go to Florida 4 times a year. Well, man, you're going to have to make it next time when we're doing one of our events. Absolutely. Let me, 1 second. Okay, I was gotten way too tan. I was sitting in the dark, so there we go. Maybe that's a little bit better. Okay, a couple people. So folks, there's the event. Go to topgunoptions.com/Miami-event. So that's what we're doing. I'll be seeing some of you in a little bit. And then, like I said, the lifetime memberships are done. If you've contacted us and you're working it out and all sorts of stuff like that, you're good to go. I've already signed and sent out about 9 books, so all the lifetime members get a book personalized by me right down there at the bottom. So the lifetime memberships, like I said, if your name's in and you've called and you're working it, then good job. Then you are good to go. And that's a great deal. And like I said, folks, it's going to be going up to $15,000 the next time we offer that. So if you're smart enough to lock it in right now, that's already an extra year of Full Throttle Max. So you bet, JD, yours is on the way. We got Options Weapons School this week. The only joint webinar I'm going to do, folks, with potential new Options Weapons School folks is tomorrow in the primary live trade brief. So it's going to be kind of half-ish about me and TGO. So if you want to show up kind of towards the end, you can do that. So everything else is going to be, I'm going to do some vertical spread training Wednesday night. Now probably Iron Condor training, but it'll be a sample of what I do as far as training in the Options Weapons School. And as I said, kind of like those who are members and aren't in full throttle, take Doug's training for $195. If you're not a Options Weapons School person and you want to do some training with me, my 8 sessions in a couple weeks, we can hook you up for the same $195. So it's just $195 to cross in between Doug and I, and it's a one-time fee. We don't do it each time. That's a little nuts. So, but you know, not a charity. So that's Options Weapons School. Thursday, I'm going to kind of do a urgent alert brief. That'll be your urgent alert. I'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone if you're in that service. And then I'm going to kind of do a weekly options live trade brief on Friday, along with the debrief of like our trades this week and stuff like that. So if you want to attend, you're more than welcome to attend. I'll throw the link in here as well. Do me a favor, even though you guys are lifetime members here and you love it and everything like that, on the opt-in page, there's like a, hey, would you like any of these other offers? We get leads when you guys click on those, so do me a favor and click on those. And because every time you guys click on one of those sister offers, we actually get a couple more potential folks. And obviously that more folks, the better, keeps our costs low. But obviously, as you all know, we keep a lid on stuff. It's a churn business, as many of you understand in the business world. So as we get room for new people, we let new people in. So, all right, that's about it. We got to get to trading here. Let me get a debrief of last week. As many of you know, I kept you updated throughout the week. I didn't get filled on either of the weekly options trades last week. It was Monday. It kind of did that bounce around and never got filled. So let me just men lie, numbers don't. So there you go. There's all the my SPX trades trying to get filled. Never got filled on that Iron Condor. What a crazy week, folks. If we had to do a shot for every time I said, what a crazy week. I'd be drunk every one of these sessions. But out of the blue, you know, that iron condor is going down the fairway, it looked like. And then here's the Comey memo. And again, I'm shocked, just like what's going on in Brazil, I'm shocked that there's political corruption in the presidency and all the folks in Brazil. I know this guy very, very well. Wesley Batista, the head of JBS. You guys know that I speak for JBS. Wesley Batista and his brother, I know him extremely well. When Annie was here, she went to a couple of the JBS events with me, and they loved her obviously because she's Brazilian, but he's embroiled in one of the biggest scandals in Brazilian political history. So these, even though we know Trump's kind of walking on eggshells, even though we know there's corruption in Brazil, remember one of my more famous wisdoms: the market only cares when it cares. Now, again, that's Yogi Berra, come to life here, but it's the truth. I brief you on this stuff all the time. This is why we do SOT, Strategic Operational Tactical. And then when Comedy Central decides to, we have breaking news. A memo that nobody's ever seen from an unnamed source says that Jim Comey said this. That is what's passing for journalism nowadays, folks, is that type of crap. It's bullshit. Jim Comey is either a felon or he's a felon. And the testimony this week is going to be awesome. He's either a felon because he lied under oath. He committed perjury. Last month, under oath, he sat there like a good Boy Scout and said, nobody's influenced me at all to do anything. And then mysteriously, the Washington Post, with the unnamed source who hasn't even read the memo, he said that the president influenced him. So he either committed perjury, or as the nation's top law enforcement officer, if the president tried to do what the media is alleging he did, he should have pulled out his FBI badge and his handcuffs and arrested Trump. So he's a felon for not doing that and doing his job, or he's a perjurer. Which one is it? Okay, John, we'll talk about EWZ tomorrow morning, not in weekly options. But I think it's a great entry point for EWZ in Brazil. They always go through this shit. Watch the urgent alert from last week if you want to know about EWZ. So last week, it was stupid. The sell-off was stupid. I was talking to Richard and Rennie about this. I'm like, this ain't the big one. Okay, this isn't the Fred Sanford. I'm coming, Elizabeth. He always grasped his chest and would fall over. It never was the big one. All of these things. There's the Obamacare fiasco. There's the, oh my God, he's going to be impeached fiasco. He's not going anywhere, folks. The appointment of former Marine as the special prosecutor. I like Robert Mueller. He's a good dude. It's going to take a lot of wind out of the sails. Now, of course, Rachel Madcow and all the other idiot liberals are going to still keep panting. They're overplaying their hand, folks, and the market's going to get bored of this. So last week to my private coaching clients, I said, this is BTFD. If you don't know what BTFD means, it means buy the effing dip. So this was a BTFD moment. But again, this snapback, if you watch my sit rep, it's way too far too fast. This is a short squeeze. A lot of my buddies, I didn't, got short last week on the, oh, he's going to be impeached. This is it. The FBI director said this. Well, 24 hours later, it turns out that the reporter from the Washington Post actually had to admit, well, I've never actually seen the memo. Well, who's your source? Well, he's an anonymous source. Has he seen the memo? No, it was read to him over the phone. Okay, it was read to him over the phone as Comey was writing it. Okay, folks. So, boing, there's your bounce. So I know some of you had to thread the needle and stuff like that. Absolutely a massive lucky strike moment. There will not be another huge Trump. We already did the Obamacare. Holy crap! We've done the. He's not going to be impeached. Now we're gonna do this stuff. That and that. Okay. So my strategic mindset is neutral. I think we've come way too far too fast. This is a knee-jerk bounce back. So that's why I sent out the 2 trades that I just did. I haven't traded weekly options on Apple in a while. Great looking chart, man. Let me show you what my strategic mindset, my strategic mindset was for this bull put spread. Give me a vertical thumbs nod. Give me a vertical thumbs nod, vertical head nod, or thumbs up. If you got the 2 text alerts on Apple, or if you're one of my SMS problem Canadians, you got your email. Good. Okay. Excellent. Good. So here we go. Everybody got it. Here's the earnings. And then the oh boy. So here's kind of a little bit of an implosion. And then here's half the implosion here, guys. and we're holding it. You guys know I'm not a technologist. I don't play one on TV, but there's a pullback. There's half the pullback, and I tell you, if it holds half of this pullback, it's very, very bullish. If it doesn't, it's bearish. Now with this bull put spread, it can either keep going up, it can move sideways, or it could even move down a little bit as long as it stays above my break even for Friday. Okay, so let's take a look at the bull put spread, and it's already up 20% since I sent it out, 240 bucks. That definitely beats a stick in the eye. So here it is, guys. I took a screenshot. I just haven't had time to. I'll send it out with the recording. Like I said here, I'm got boxes and stuff also. So one second. So I sold 25. Why 25? You guys know it by now. Look at the risk, man. Within 50 bucks of my SOP. That's pretty damn good. So I don't want to risk more than $5,000 on any one trade, 5% of the model portfolio. Bam. So max potential profit we can look at now and go, all right, 1,200 bucks in 4.5 days. That ain't too shabby, Wiz. But I definitely want to look at an iron condor here. This is a big pop out of the market on a Monday. You guys know these Mondays, man. They end up being lucky strike moments. These big rallies on a Monday, man, they tend to fade as the week goes on because each day of the week for the past 6 months has been what? A lifetime. Literally, something can happen with Trump in Jerusalem. I mean, there's so, you know, but Apple isn't the market. You guys know Apple has its own VIX, right? There's an Apple volatility index. That's how big it is. So I think with all the sector rotation, even if the market gives up a little bit of the ghost and fades as the week goes on, I think Apple's good, and I'd like an iron condor here. Now it's up 21%, 250 bucks. So it's the 152.5, 150 bull put spread. Okay, and looking at our metrics, look at this. 3 out of 4 times my break even is all the way down here at 152. We'd have to go down $3 for this thing to implode. So there's a 3 out of 4 times this trade is going to make max profit. Okay, so this is a really, really nice trade. If we keep going up a little bit more, I might sell a bear call spread. But remember, I'm going to give you my own wizism. If something's on a tear, get out of the way. You don't like picking a top on something. I know you're probably sitting there going, well, Wiz, it looks like SPX is on a tear. That's after a bounce back, or that's after a rip your face off implosion with that type of bounce back. You usually don't bounce as high as the implosion. So we'll get to that in a second. So I might not leg into an iron condor if Apple's just going to kind of, now it's up 22%. Maybe I should keep talking. I'm talking Apple higher. Mark, did I get filled? If they're on the screen right here, they're filled. So there's Apple. There's a fill. And here's my little ejection. Here's my exit plan, guys. So that my time horizon is Friday, May 26th. My profit target, remember, folks, on a credit spread is what? It's 0. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it does. We're the house. When we sell something, when we sell a credit spread, we become the Ferrari dealer in Fort Lauderdale. They pull out of the parking lot, man, we get that time decay. We get that data. We want that $250,000 Ferrari essentially to go to 0. No offense, Mr. Midlife Crisis, but it goes to 0 as soon as you pull out of my parking lot. Now, to maybe adjust this trade, it works out perfectly. The adjust point for me is 75% loss of the credit that I took in, okay, which in this case would be 84 cents. If this trade, here's my cost basis right here, 48 cents. It's gone down in value. We want that. We want this Ferrari to be 36 cents right now. If it doesn't, if it starts going up in value, we sold that Ferrari, and no kidding, within 2 minutes, just out of sheer luck, Car and Driver came out with that individual Ferrari was driven by Jesus Christ back in the day. And the thing goes up to $1 quadrillion. That's bad, okay? So our credit spread going up is a bad thing. So I pick it at what's called an adjust point. So right around 84 cents is when I scratch my chin and I go, why is Apple moving against me? Why is it going down? And then I look to potentially adjust the trade. Now, I don't have enough time. This is why you're going to do Options Weapon School Academics with me. I don't have enough time to give you the, well, what would you do, Wiz? I can't tell you. First of all, if it's Tuesday, that definitely impacts my decision whether I'm going to roll the trade down or roll it out to next Friday, or do what? Both. Maybe roll it down a couple strikes or out to next Tuesday. I can't predict what's going to happen this week that would make Apple hit my adjust point, but at least I can tell you if it does, we can do one of 4 things. the first thing we can do if Apple starts imploding is to close the damn trade. Sometimes the adjust point can be, put an equal sign in between them. Eject point. You know what? I'm not going to sit here and scratch my chin. This thing's heading down with some airspeed. It's on fire. Don't sit there and go, well, I'm through my adjust, and now I hit my, don't do it. So we could close the trade. We could roll it down a couple strikes for Friday, or we could say, you know what? I like this level, but it needs another week to work out. So we could roll it out. And then the fourth thing we could potentially do is both. Roll it down a couple strikes and out the next Friday. Okay? So very, very quick little sample of some options, weapon school, credit spread training. Okay? Yeah, guys, Rogelio and a couple other people said, I think JD in SPX didn't want to chase it. Exactly, guys. That's why I give you a little bit of a range. Now it's up 23%, $275. It's going to wipe out my SPX, a little bit of a loss. So, guys, I give you that window. If it gets outside of that window, the plus or minus that I texted you, that means it's either a little too expensive or a little too cheap for me. The risk to reward just ain't going to hack it, okay? Now, any questions on Apple? Like I said, I'm not too keen on, you know, if I am going to put on a bear call spread, it would probably be right around that 156. So I know some of you, before you even type it, well, Wiz, if you were going to do it, what would the strikes be? If we're going to keep, if we're going to keep having some airspeed on this jet to the upside, then don't try and put a lid on it. You'll frustrate yourself and you'll lose, you know, all the money you made in the bull put spread, you know, might get wiped out or negated by the bear call spread. So you have to choose your iron condors carefully. All right, so I will monitor this. That's my job. But, you know, maybe that 155-ish, 156-ish area is where I'd be looking. Okay, let me just, and it's pretty strong today, to be honest with you. I mean, look at that. That's very, very nice. It's nice pop, and then good. Okay, now SPX. This one definitely want to talk through a little bit more. Let's take a look at the mechanics of this. Here's the implosion. Holy crap, James Comey, and you can't. It's just so frustrating, folks. As one of the most brilliant people on the face of this earth, apparently, because everybody else is proving that they're idiots. Not you guys, because we're all members and squadron mates. I'm talking about no shit the media. The Washington Post citing an unnamed source who hasn't even seen a memo, and the market implodes. And a guy like me, as everything, all these liberals are with their literally hyperventilating and their hair on fire, screaming impeachment. I'm like, the guy's the chief law enforcement officer of the United States. He wrote down in a memo to himself after that meeting that the president tried to influence him in an investigation. It's a felony. He could have arrested the president right there. Oh, and by the way, I seem to remember his testimony a couple of weeks ago that he said nobody's influenced him to do anything. So he's either a felon or he's a felon. So that's what happened, folks, is the initial idiots in the media go apeshit, and then kind of smart people like us think about it and then act. So that's why, like I said, I was talking to my commanding officers club guys. I'm like, this ain't the big one. The guy's either a felon or he's a felon. Which one is it? So I can't wait till whichever, obviously the Republicans control the House and the Senate, so they get to ask the first question. That would be right out of the gate, man. You're either a felon or a felon. Which one is it? Former Director Comey. So here is a massive snapback rally, which makes sense. You would think that, well, if this implosion was on stupidity, Wiz, the market would want to get up to about where it was. And you'd be right. But it ain't going to go through that, in my opinion. He still has a ton of crap to deal with. He's still, anybody remember what happened over the weekend? Anybody? What happened over the weekend that should be freaking you the hell out? We'll talk about the FOMC minutes in a minute, Mike. Okay? You got it, guys. Thank you. North Korea. Holy crap. North Korea shot off another bottle rocket. Does anybody know why this launch is important? Does anybody know why this one is the most important launch? And it was long on data, to be honest with you. Anybody? Rob, it can reach the U.S. That's a good one. Rogelio got it. No, exactly. A bunch of you guys. It was the recovery. It has a re-entry vehicle. So if you're in fricking Portland, Oregon, Salem, or where our naval base is, or down in San Diego, forget Hawaii. Hawaii's already gone if he wants to. Ladies and gentlemen, they have now proven that they have a delivery vehicle that can re-enter, and they are confirmed to have nuclear weapons. Does anybody give a shit about this? Does anybody care? Exactly, Rogelio. It is really serious, Brad. You nailed it. This is a mass production package. Exactly, Mike. The market cares when it cares. It's going to care when Hawaii is leveled. It's going to be, exactly, Tamara, evidently not the media. So this is, so do we re-enter our bullish double vertical again? Jim, we're going to talk about VXX, not today. We're in weekly options. You got to look at, make sure you watch the sit rep, because again, there is so much bad out there, but we're, again, are we going to enter that period of incredibly low volatility? Cheryl, the media won't care about this. They won't care about this. They are more, this is why you're here, Cheryl, is they are frothing at the mouth over Trump and scandals that are not a scandal. I believe the guy that this is the biggest witch hunt in U.S. history. All the crap that happened under Obama and not one special counsel. Jesus Christ, the Fast and Furious thing. We gave guns to drug cartels and they ended up killing a border agent. Anybody care? So thanks, Benoit. We'll talk about that tomorrow. A couple of people are giving me a golf clap for the VXX trade. Remember last Tuesday? What did I tell you? I said, because people are like, hey, Wiz, that VXX trade is underwater and should I close it or roll it? I'm like, guys, it's freaking Tuesday, man. I said, every day in this market is a lifetime. I said, you close it, or I close it, by my luck, with my luck, by Friday, the world's ended and that VXX trade is like at max profit. Did anybody listen to me? Been killing it. Thanks, Kurt. Phil, no, there hasn't been anything from the president on North Korea. I think Tillerson might have said something like, Captain Crunch. But yes, exactly, guys. A lot of people said, no, Wiz, it was kind of a Braveheart hold moment with volatility. I told you, ladies and gentlemen, last Tuesday that the VIX can move what? 20 to 30% in a minute. What happened with the Comey memo? It moved 32% in a matter of 5 minutes, guys. It was incredible. So there you go, Mark. Great point. I was going to do a bearish double vertical on VXX in the urgent alert, but with the Brazil thing, it was a shiny red ball. So Mark, I love you typing that, folks. There are some times, ladies and gentlemen, when I throw out an idea that doesn't become a trade that you have to take a look at. What did I say last week? I said, if we get a massive spike in volatility, or when you do, close out the bullish double vertical and do what? Literally throw the stick in one direction, roll inverted, and do a bearish double vertical. So Mark did, Steve did, exactly, guys. A couple of you took my recommendation and got bearish on volatility, and you're crushing it through today. Okay, well, we'll talk about this more tomorrow. I need to get to the SPX trade, but John, ditto, Harry, awesome. You bet, Mark. No, that's hats off to you, man. We did that in our hedge fund, but I didn't put that out as a trade to you guys because I did the EWZ. But Shrek made $1,000 in 3 days. Nice job, my brother. All right, guys, so that's my strategic mindset behind this is I don't think we continue to have a rip your face off rally. Whoever just posted, I think the market, heads through 2,400 and then might do the fade again. I couldn't agree more. So if you're not filled on the SPX bear call spread, let me show you what it is. It's down like $375 for me. Not a biggie. It's the 2405, 2410 bear call spread. Okay, so if you're not in this, maybe take a look at doing the 2410, 2415 to give you a little bit of oxygen, okay, a little bit of breathing room. I'm holding this one. I'm good to go with this one. I'm fine. But if you don't want to start out with, $412 in the hole, which you don't, roll it up $5 right now. Everybody give me a vertical head nod. If you're in it, I'm in it. We cool. And we'll take a look at an iron condor. Okay? Good. Everybody's understanding. All right. Good session. And again, for those of you that are doing the whole, well, what would be the bull put spread? Again, kind of like with Apple, I hate kind of predicting which strikes I'd look at, but take a look at the top of the implosion here, where the gap started. Yo Soy Wiz, would probably be taking a look at the 23.80, 85 bull put spread to Friday. But that's if we hang here. If we start to give a little back, I don't think I would, okay? So let me just spitball here and not go for real. 80 right here. I'd probably be looking at that one, guys, okay? And again, I'm not sending this out as an alert. I want to see if we hold through the afternoon, okay? Everybody, everybody in Chicago and London, New York, or actually Chicago and London is getting back from having a couple tin sandwiches at lunch. So, but this is the one I like. All right, everybody understand that? Good. Jim, this is a normal week. So this trade, the SPX does the normal Friday at the closing bell. Last week was the exception, right? During regular equity options week expiration, it's technically that one expired Friday morning. Last day to trade it as a mere mortal was what? Thursday at the closing bell. Okay, exactly, Rogelio. I think we have to be patient and follow your lead. That's why I hesitate sometimes to even show you what the other spread would be. Whoever said that's the price you're looking at, that's not what I'm looking at. I'm looking at 80 cents. Check your expiration and your strikes, whoever said it's at 55 or 56 cents. You might be looking at the offer, or the bid. So, but let me just close this so you don't get the wrong idea. Okay, and this one, obviously, I also have on my what? My little eject dude. Here's my exit plan for this. Same expiration, Friday. My profit target, again, I'm the house, man. I want to keep I got 80 cents. I want every stinking penny of the 80 cents. Should have gotten 85, but I didn't. And then the adjust point, another perfect 75% math worked out, about $1.40. If this thing goes up another, 33 cents, I'm going to scratch my chin and go, I guess we are going to have a little bit more of a follow through with this rally. And decide whether or not I want to try and put a top on it by Friday or maybe roll it out the next Friday. Again, those are the four things we can do. Close it, roll it up, roll it out, or roll it up and out to next Friday. Or we could actually roll it out to next Wednesday, folks, because remember, with the SPX weeklies, there are Wednesday expiration. Does that make sense? Bruce, Wiz, expiry for SPX, how much of a cushion do you leave Thursday PM? Meaning I had both 05 that I let expire and I closed for 25 cents. Paid a premium to close. Bruce, you know what? That's a pilot and command decision, Bruce. You just got to go with what you personally are comfortable with as far as your cushion. Remember, on a Friday afternoon, Bruce, and again, I will write down the next time I see us rally into the close on a Friday, or you guys help me out. If we ever see an up Friday, point it out to me, because I'll remember, or I should, because it's shocking, but they say the memory is the second thing to go. But Bruce, especially on the bull put spread side, the bear call spread weekly SPX side, if you got some, couple bucks or even $5, you're good. There ain't nothing. Very rarely at 3:30 or 3 or 2 o'clock on a Friday does good news happen. When does bad news usually get released by the government? Anybody know? Friday, folks. Friday afternoon or night. How many times did the Obama administration release something on a Friday afternoon or night? Because of the news cycle. Okay, so that's why. David, last week took the 19th trade, not the Thursday. Came out okay. Good. Yeah, exactly, Mike. Friday at 5 p.m. Everybody's leaving work. They're not sitting there searching the internet and not doing their work. All the bad news comes out at Friday afternoon. So that's why, again, folks, people don't like being long into the weekend. Kevin, on a side note, thanks for, you bet, man. Kevin, that's why we're here. We made a deal with you with the lifetime membership because that's what we're here to do. It's a trade, man. It's a market, and we want to get filled and both be happy. So welcome aboard, Kevin, with your lifetime membership. Tom, off topic, love the tweet videos of the Black Aces this weekend. Oh, yeah, that was a great cruise video. Again, folks, make sure you go to the Facebook page, you click like, and you follow me on Twitter because I do post some good videos and stuff on there. But All right, folks, there we go. Look at that, 30 minutes, man. That is called superior execution. I think, Tom, there was a great cruise video from a West Coast squadron, and I posted it on my my page here. Where is it? Right here. If you guys want to watch a really cool video, it's got some good music too, and it kind of gives you an idea of what happens on a deployment. It's called a cruise video. You know, we film the whole time, and it'll be cool. So let me send that to you. Execution, 10 out of 10. Thanks. All right, guys, I'll tell you what. Like I said, I'm going to keep an eye on a bear call spread for Apple. I'll keep an eye on a bull put spread for the market. I might have that by the end of the day if we hang here. But remember, a lot of these times, you know, Tuesday, it's not turnaround Tuesday anymore. Or actually, I guess you could call it, because it does turn around. The market ends up rolling over a little bit. Okay? So, John, if you were hypothetically doing a weekly put spread on EWZ, where would you set the put? John, nice try, man. I'm not going to do that. I got to split 30 minutes in weekly options. Not going to talk about EWZ. I would not be trading EWZ weekly right now. I'll give you that much. I literally, folks, you guys know me, or many of you seen my Twitter pictures with Wesley Batista, the guy in this article. You know, he's one of the world's richest men. He's a good buddy of mine, so I know I have a lot of heavies at JBS that I'm in contact with. I will let you know when the all clear kind of sounds on that. So I'll leave it at that. I wouldn't be trading Brazil weeklies, man. If you are, God bless you. Okay, you bet, John. The saying is Tuesday counter day. Exactly, Benoit. So, all right, guys. Tell you what, good session. Welcome aboard, as I said, to all the weekly options. The lifetime members, your books are in the mail. I'll see a lot of you here in a couple weeks in Miami, and I will see many of you tomorrow morning in the primary live trade brief. Like I said, come towards the end, because the beginning is going to be the standard stuff that about TGO and what you know about me. I'll do a new trade or two at the end of that, and then I'll also do my portfolio updates offline. So I don't bore and really scare all the potential new options weapons school people. And like I said, yes, whoever asked that, it's only $195 if you want my 8 weeks of training when I start options weapons school, and that's a one-time payment. You're here for 10 years, you get all my OWS training for free, okay? It's just, it covers our initial costs. Okay, all right, guys, have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting, God bless. I'll get the replay and the screenshots out here in a couple minutes. So God bless, and I'll see many of you tomorrow. We'll see you.